Hey there, Rebus Forever here. I'm playing Port Royale 4, which, to be honest, I didn't expect to be playing because it's basically 50 quid. I requested a key, and much to my surprise, they gave me one, so thanks for that. And to be honest, that was the first sign of something amiss. Why would Calypso Media release one of their longest running franchises and give some nobody like me one of their keys? It could be generosity, of course, it could be kindness. I've reviewed some of their other games before. Maybe someone's got a soft spot for me. But my instinct was, it can't be going very well. And at about 5 hours in, I decided it was a reasonable time for a first impression. Granted, a good 2 hours of that was spent in the tutorials, I should say, because there's many. And ultimately, it's quite a basic game, it feels like. Oh, I won't go any closer. There's this good moment where no sound, tiny bit of sound, and then it just gets awful. No sound. That's nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Anyway, that's something that irks me every time I zoom in. And zoom in you will, because quite a lot of the controls for the towns require that you zoom in. I'm at the stage now where I've basically automated a couple of trade routes, and I've got more money than I can reasonably spend. Just got to give him some XP. There we are. I've played a fair few Port Royale games over the years. I'm a very big fan of Sid Meier's Pirates. I really wish someone would make a good remake of that. So, you know, on the side, I've always been more than happy to play a bit of Port Royale and experience life on the good side of the tracks. And I quite enjoy various other trading games, but this one so far hasn't quite done it for me. One of my problems is the trading. Normally in a trading game, I will find towns with a huge surplus. I'll exploit those towns and fulfill needs throughout the island chains. Effectively, all I've done this time is just set up a couple of big loops. I haven't set up any custom buy or sell orders. You can see my little trade routes on the bottom right. I've got 3 little trade routes, or rather large trade routes, that I would have expected to be massively inefficient. Yet still I'm making all the money I could possibly need. And when lazy trade routes work, there's no real desire or need for me to go in and modify anything. At the moment, I'm limited by, you know, artificial barriers, like not having pleased the Viceroy enough. No. That's that. There's no way of advancing until I've achieved enough fame points. But fiscally, it's no real challenge, which is a shame. I was really expecting to be bankrupt by now. I often like when I'm playing a strategy game to make sure a really lazy economy works before I try anything more delicate. But yeah, this seems like I should write something before I try and record something. But with this, as soon as you've gotten to the point where you can afford the licenses to trade in a town, you're basically guaranteed to make money just by setting your various different convoys and trade routes up to manage their own trade independently. We'll demonstrate. If I click on any of these towns, I've basically just set it up. You got standard where you could go along and affect things yourself, or you can just do this and it will automatically do it whenever it can. And that seems to be fine. You've got some minor issues like needing to set up your trade routes around the weather. But again, that just kind of forces you into building big loops. Ultimately, I've been playing for a reasonably long period of time on this map, and yeah, it's just a bit boring. This is the first of the various different missions that you get, I assume. I assume mission 2 would see me playing as a different faction with different needs. At the moment, my missions involve tasks that basically I can't complete. I have to get 1,000 job seekers from Maracaibo to various other towns. I transported 200, and now the town is empty. And I'm just waiting for them to stock up on people. There's my ship waiting for people. See if there's any yet. Yay! Okay, so I can carry on with the mission. You have the option to send your ships out as pirates, but at the moment that would negatively influence my relationship with the governor or whoever. And then I'd probably find it harder to chase those fame points. Maybe as it evolved. I mean, here's the thing. This is a trading game, so the thing you should be able to enjoy most, the thing within which there should be a degree of a challenge, I would have assumed is the trading. But so far, that seems like a trivially easy sort of side concern. And instead of the trading as your main fare, there's sort of nothing. Although maybe that's a bit harsh. You do have a puzzle type way of building buildings. I say puzzle type. Let me expand upon that point. Various different buildings suffer positives and negatives by being placed adjacent to other buildings. And I assume you've only got a finite amount of space in which to build things. So effectively there's a bit of a puzzle there. And whereas in previous Port Royale games you had, to my memory at least, live action, you had real-time strategy style ship battles. Something a bit like Sid Meier's Pirates, but with more units. Whereas this game features a kind of awkward turn-based thing. I expect I'll be cutting to now. I did read one review for this game that described it as a series of things that you'd find in other strategy games, but you'd be able to automate. Which is kind of true, except you can also automate this game as well. It looks nice. I can't fault it for looking nice. And perhaps if you do just really want a very relaxed trading simulator, this might be the game for you. But I was really hoping for what I seem to remember being the feel of the older Port Royale games, where you've got the element of town management as well as Sid Meier's Pirate. Whereas here they replaced Sid Meier's Pirates with this, and the town management with something that feels a bit more like Civ. I say it feels like Civ, I don't mean like all of Civ, I just mean very specifically the city management, i.e. the very smallest part of Civ. I remember caring about my towns in previous Port Royale games. I don't know if that was a reflection of where I was at, or how much the game actually involved me in the management of my primary port. Either way, so far I'm not feeling it here. I mean, case in point, throughout the entire duration of the time that I've been speaking to you, I've done nothing, but I've just been making money. Not as fast as I'm sure I could make money, but certainly fast enough. One thing I certainly can say about the game though, is the intro's pretty good. Even made me want to drink some rum. I had to settle for gin. In any event though, if I end up really loving this game, expect to see it in a 1-minute-ish review. And if my next period of gameplay doesn't result in changed feelings, let's just call this my view on the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully making it this far. And hopefully again see you soon shortly. Thanks again to Calypso Media for the key. Please don't blacklist me. Toodle pip.